Alright, it's 10th of April and it's going to get an update on some of my echinopsis. And this is RB4. Oh, it's Rainbow Burst. And it's one type that makes a lot of pups. As you can see, I already took a lot off. I think I've gotten over 100 pups on this guy. Because literally every single little node makes a pup. And here's one of them. And here's another one. And that's not all of them. I've already given a lot of these guys away. Such as this guy like here, the meru. It doesn't make a whole lot of pups, but it's the first one to flower. And I think it's just about the biggest one in diameter that I still have. And Snoke's like, once it starts flowering, it doesn't make more pups, because these were the last 4 that were taken off of it. And as far as my meru ones, I have some right here. I've already given quite a bit away on this type. This right here, this right here, and finally a couple right here. And then I have my Maria Piazza. This one also makes a lot of pups, but now that it's got bigger points, it doesn't look like it makes quite as many. But yeah, I've already sold or given away so many of these too. A lot of times I put 3 in one, or it depends on how many pups I get. Some of these pups are already pretty big. And then my next one is M4. It's supposed to have a pink center that fades to yellow outer stripes. And this one too is a rampant pupper. Right now I also already have a lot of pups that I could take off, but I can wait a couple more days. These pups literally get bigger by the day. And when they're about this big, they usually succeed. And as far as my M4s, let's see. I have these, which most of them should be rooted. You can kind of tell when they're starting to grow from the center, that means they're definitely rooted. And I have a few more right here. And then here's the Windemani. And this one also makes a lot of pups, but one thing cool about this one is it has a really squat, short form with really little spikes. And this one, the pups, they root really small. A lot of times they're rooted even before I take them off. Like this one right here, I could take it off already. Probably root within a week. Especially if it's so warm and sunny. And I like to keep these guys watered just about every day. As far as this type, let's see, where did I plant these? Right here. I have a whole bunch of that ground right here. And then moving on to this one, the Cleo. This one is the tallest one in terms of height. And it seems to be possibly the biggest one that I have. It also makes a good number of pups, not a crazy amount, but it looks like these pups get big pretty quickly. So it's like this one right here. It's already big enough to plant in. So next few days I'll probably plant a few more in. And I think I have quite a few pots of Cleos like this one. Here's quite a few of them. I think these I just planted in not too long ago. And then a couple more pots right here. These big ones have been in and rooted for quite a while. And then I have this Rebel. This one just started making roots, pups not so long ago, so I don't have a lot of pups. But here are some of them right here. These were taken pretty recently. And I think I have some right here too. Yep, I do. As you can see, these two in the center, they're really well rooted and they've been growing for a while, so they have that yellowish tinge to them and they're bigger. Because I usually take them off when they're about the same size. And here are some of my other ones. Here's an Easter. It has a couple of pups I've taken off. I'm not sure if they're rooted or not, but I usually leave them alone. The barber pole, which is just a little bit above golf ball size, it's not really doing too much. And echinopsis, that's one of the ones that didn't really pop well, so I cut off the top and it actually does pop now. So this is this point right here, and then it's really hard to see, but on the other side there is one of the points that's trying to grow again. But if you cut off the top, on the ones that don't pop, they will still pop. And then here's a P20, which just started to pop. Here's one big one that's almost ready to take off. One little one on the side. Don't see too many more. And here's the echinopsis. Here's the top. And since it actually got wounded from the top by some type of maybe a beetle or something, it stunted the top, so it managed to make a couple of pups for me, so it works out just fine. And then I still have a couple of rainbow bursts. There's one big plant I got a while ago, and this one's starting to make a bunch of pups already. I had this calico which I tried to cut off the top and the bottom right away, but the top just kind of survived. And same thing with the Edwardian lady. It didn't make anything from the bottom because it was too rainy and wet of a time. And with the Sierra Skyline, the bottom part, it made one little pup, which is kind of rooted now. And here's the Sierra Skyline, but the top part is pupping like crazy for some reason. So I don't think I should have even cut it in half. But at least right now it's already bigger than it was when I cut it, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. And I have this minuet right here. It's got a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pups around the side, which are rooted, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 that are still on it, so it's making good pups. And then there's a spellbound right here, as well as these three that are really big and well rooted. And then that's the top, which is nice and big, bigger than the original ones was. And then I have this apricot paramount right here. And this guy has given me so many pups. I think I've probably gotten 50, 70 pups off of this thing. And I've been continually cutting them off, like right here. These guys might be really close to rooting, but usually I cut them off, and once I see that they're starting to root, I'll just plant them somewhere. And here are some of my apricot paramount orange ones. And as you can see, some of them are already really well developed.